Welcome back to another episode of Timmymon Duel Links. I hope you've enjoyed the last 7 days of free to play. It was awesome to, make competitive decks without having the luxury of using any card I want. I hope that series really helped you guys, and we're looking forward to do more free to play stuff in the future. Now, before we get into our back to pay to win routes, I want to give a shout out to my sponsors, YGOsingles.com. Now, if you play the TCG, make sure you check out YGOsingles.com. They have the cheapest TCG cards on the internet. And if you use the discount code Timmymon, you get a 5% off. And it really helps me to continue to do what I love to do, that's bring you YouTube videos. Now, okay, let's get into our hero deck. This is a deck that you guys have been requesting for a long time now, and this is my take on heroes. Actually, I have two builds of heroes. I'm going to show you this one first, and then I'll show you the next one. And then I'll tell you the sort of differences between the two. But it's sort of similar, so let's get into it. We've got two Maliciouses, we've got one Decider, one Dark Hex Fusion, 3 Celestials, 3 Vylon, 1 Dreamer, D-Draw, 3 Fusion Recycling Plants, Poly, 2 Storms, Powerful Rebirth, and a Curse of Anubis. Now, when you see this deck, it might look a little bit different to other hero decks. You see, I'm not playing 30 cards, I don't play Grass, I don't play the Fusion Trap card. I'm opting to play the Fusion Recycling Plants. And the reason I really like this is it helps you discard your dead monsters, and you can recycle the same poly over and over again. And the other difference is I play 3 Vylon, I'm gonna call it Vylon, even though it has no L. Vylon. I use 3 Vylons because this card not only searches for the first poly. When it's in your deck, you can dump a hero, banish a hero to search a poly from your deck. It also acts as a Armageddon Knight or a Foolish Burial, or you're able to mill monsters from your deck, thinning your deck out for so when you Celestial draw, you're able to draw into the other combo pieces that you might want to see. So usually that's a Storm. Usually I try to thin my deck out so I can draw a Storm, make a big Storm play, and then go for game. The other difference in this deck is I only play 1 Dreamer, 1 Decider, and 1 Hex Fusion. This might seem odd to you guys, but I like to play fewer of these cards because they aren't engine cards. I want to play Restart. I want to restart into these cards and just make a turn 1 dangerous. I'm trying to get the most consistent deck I can, and this deck can be quite bricky if you are unable to set up your first turn dangerous. So this is how I like to play it. Rebirth, it's quite common. Storms, I don't know if Storm is common, but with the Fusion Plant, it helps you get rid of the dead fusions. You're able to discard dead cards, search poly to set poly, and you can usually do a 2 or even a 3 card Storm with the Rebirth. And that's how I like to play it. I like to combo off, search my Storms, and just usually not win in 1 turn, but it sets up to win the following turns. So this is the first build I have, and then the second build, it's quite similar. It's actually just this. So you take out that, you take out this, you take out this, take out this, and yeah, it's cheaper, but I don't think it's worse. I think it's just as good, if not even better. But this is how I like to play it. I play with 3 enemy controllers and a second one of this. So as you can see, I take out these other cards that I guess you can put like a Gladiator Beast, whatever you call it. You can put one of these in. So this is the other way I like to play it. Now this way is a little bit more different because enemy controller is both offensive and defensive. So if you follow my last gamble decks, I like to play multiple Econs and multiple Storms and draw into them after milling through my deck. So the strategy is sort of the same. You're able to do that same strategy. Use Vylon to mill your D heroes. They all self mill, and then you use Dangerous to self mill, and then late game you're able to banish 2 to draw 2. So you have a high chance to draw into your enemy controller and your storm, and a lot of the times you're able to just storm and then chain enemy controller and have a huge game-winning turn. This is the second way I like to play it. I cut out all these other cards that aren't engine cards. This is just engine cards plus econs plus storms, and this is the way I like to play it at the moment. It's the more consistent build, I feel, but the other build has more, you can extend your plays a little bit more, having more than just the engine cards. So I'm going to show you maybe 2 or 3 replays. Most of the replays will be of the old version, but I'll give you a live game with this new version. So let's get into it. Okay, so let's get into our first game. This is the first replay that I have. It's against Mokuba Kaiba, so you don't usually see much of Mokuba Kaiba. So at this point, I'm not even sure what deck our opponent is playing. He's playing a 20 card deck. He just sets one, and I have a pretty decent hand. I decided to search the poly instead of dumping anything else because I have the malicious in my hand again, and actually I'm able to go for a double fusion play because I opened the malicious. I actually just go for it, and now you actually see why it's so good to just play a lot of engine cards. If you play a lot of engine cards, sometimes you can just open the nuts and win like this. And actually to win in this way isn't so hard. Like, all I needed to do was have access to open up poly and Vion and have monsters in my hand. And I guess a fusion recycling plant. But yeah, this game just shows you how explosive the deck can be. So the second replay is a Yugi Moto Little Yugi mirror match. Yugi Moto is the opposite of Mokuba Kaiba. Your opponent could be playing literally any deck. So the same thing, we're not sure what our opponent is playing, but we see that he's playing water. He restarts water. And Celestial is a really good card against the water deck, but I actually choose not to reset, so I can play as if I'm an alien player. So our opponent at this point, maybe he's thinking I'm an alien player, so he makes an aggressive play. But fortunately for me, I'm able to draw the recycling plant, and actually I'm able to draw any monster here would have been good for me. I'm able to draw one, and then I do an extended play. So what I'm trying to do here is I want to end with the dangerous on board, and I also want to clear his monster. There's a few ways I could play it. I could attack and pop his field spell, but the way I want to play it is I want to end with a good field, a monster on the field, because this means it can help me set up for the following turn. And actually here, my hand is pretty good. I either kill his monster or I win the game. So I'm just setting up. So before I summon the monster, I'm gonna storm first. You know, it makes him have to think if I really do have an extra monster in my hand. And he plays as if I don't have the monster, but you know, because I only play engine cards, I have a lot of good top decks here. So I do top deck the monster, and then I'm able to win again. Too dangerous, that's 4k. And now up against our third opponent. This is the third and yeah, this will be the final replay. Our opponent is Crowler. So Crowler has restart and has beatdown. So when you see Crowler, it can be anything as well, but usually they tend to be more beatdown than restart. But that's one of the reasons I like to play Crowler. If you're playing Crowler, your opponent has to prepare for more decks. So that's actually a slight advantage over playing Restart Yugi. So Restart Crowler can get you a little bit more advantage. He is playing Hazy Flame Beatdown, and he actually has a cool tech card that I like, the Buffalo card. I think it's good to get rid of your dead cards. Yeah, so fortunately he actually misses his mill. Okay, so hold on. Because he misses his mill, my guy is able to get up to 26 and crash. He makes a misplay not attacking the other one, but I'm not sure if it actually matters. I guess, yeah, actually it does kind of matter here. And after drawing 2 cards, our opponent just decides to give up. So yeah, Hazy Flame is actually one of the better matchups for us because in this build, you're able to get more than one monster that has more than 2,000 attack, and it's easy for you to clear their monsters. And because of what is his name? The one that special summons to block an attack. Because of him, it helps you to keep a monster on the build, so you can summon another fusion the next turn. Anyway, that was my 3 replays, and let's get into a live game. I'm gonna get into a live game with the other build with triple econ, Esther Phoenix. I don't really know what skills Esther has. Maybe it is hero mirror match. If it's 30, I definitely believe it's hero. This is a pretty good hand, so I won't use the skill. So here I could actually use this guy's effect, fusion, dump, and then I'll end with 2 heroes in my hand. I think that's the play to make. If I don't use it now, I probably won't get a chance to use it later. And now the bad part is if I top deck malicious. So here, I'm just gonna end and add both back to my hand. I don't know what our opponent is playing, but doing it this way, yeah, it can add itself. Doing it this way, I'm still able to discard if I need to. I still have the field card to discard the other one if I need to. So if I draw a monster, I can just make another fusion. And I'm pretty much almost always going to dump Celestial here, just because it helps set up the following turn's play. Something I really love about the hero deck is it's got a really high skill cap. So if you're a good player, you're able to do a lot more with the hero deck. Our opponent is just going to banish this. It still doesn't tell me what our opponent is playing. Okay, so he's playing the mirror. I think that's a misplay because he can actually attack to destroy it. Oh, sorry, my bad. He's doing it because he wants to be able to activate Dark City. So here, I can actually protect my monster if okay, let's discard the melee to dump the junior. So this way I'm able to protect my monster. Okay, the junior and whatever it is. Yeah, that way I'm able to protect my monster. Although I don't get to Celestial this turn, that's a really good draw because it means that I can summon a second fusion this turn. Fusion and second implant. I'm gonna discard, add back the poly, banish, fusion. Yeah, so as I was saying, like, because this deck is such a high skill cap, you're able to really show off how good of a combo player you really are. So a lot of other decks, they don't really have that many options. Like you can do stuff, but can you do your like how well can you think out your extended plays? So I actually choose to summon this in defense to play around Wall of D. It's not common for our opponent to have Wall of D, it's probably one of the fusion cards, but I prefer to play safer. At the end of the turn, Malicious comes back to my hand, so next turn I really want to try to get a Celestial in the graveyard. So it is something activatable. It's Blade Master. Well, I don't know the interaction between that card either. So apparently all face-up Destiny heroes get 800 attack. So this is a pretty cool hand trap. I never even considered using it. I probably, at this stage, probably still won't use it. Because it's not part of the, it's not a combo piece. It's a pretty cool card. 800 attack is pretty legit. He's just sitting. At this stage, I'm gonna, okay, so maybe he did it because he wanted to get another D hero in the grave. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. So that's what happens when you don't have combo pieces. Like in my deck, you know, the rest of my deck are just combo pieces. Oh, I did an in phase. Probably at this stage. I don't, because I know the middle card is not Wall of D, and the other two cards he set to draw two. So these are likely bluffs, and the middle one is not a Wall of D. So if he had a Wall of D, he probably would have set that first, because that's what I would do if I was in this position. I would set a Wall of D and my monster, and the other two cards would be cards like Econ or Cosmic Cyclone or other cards. So that's, and he would have used the Wall of D. So if you play like as if you're your opponent, if he had Wall of D, he would have set it there. And yeah. So Destiny Draw, that's something I don't play in my build. You know, it's kind of clunky. Because of Destiny Draw, he didn't have a monster last turn, and because he used Destiny Draw, he had to discard a monster as well. So it's not a bad card. It's a really powerful card. It helps you extend your players, digs deeper into the deck. So these may be Wall of D. So I'm just going to, I don't know, I'll probably just play around it. Huh. So that just stopped me from taking 500 damage. I haven't played much of the mirror, so I don't really know the interactions, and I keep forgetting to use this in his end phase, so I'm actually not playing too good at the moment. Because we have this econ, I'm actually just gonna go for the game. So change to attack position. I'm gonna summon this. I'm gonna try crash this, and then in the damage step I'll use this. Oh yes, I'll attack this one first, because if I choose. Okay, so damage step. So if something happened that I could only kill one monster, I would want to kill this one, because this one will draw him 2 cards. Okay, so here I want to think if I think if I econ take, if I don't econ take, I'm gonna lose my monster anyway. Yeah, if I econ take, if he top decks a monster, I'll still be alive. So I think there's enough risk reward here to justify doing this. I guess I could pop this build spell as well. Okay, that was a mistake. I shouldn't have. Oh my gosh. If I lose because of that. Okay. So there you have it, guys. This is my take on the D hero deck, and I do feel like this is a lot more consistent than I initially thought it would be. When I first started looking at the hero deck, I just thought, you know, all of these cards, they're good, but none of them are strong. But after you test it out, because it's so consistent, like you're able to summon a fusion with 2000 take every turn, well, first turn, that protects itself because of its quick effect, and because you're able to thin your deck, like it reminds me of Red Eye's last gamble. You're able to thin your deck and draw 2 to draw into your econs and your storms. Yeah, and if you keep track of how many cards are in your deck, you're able to calculate the risk reward of how many cards left until you guarantee see a storm or a econ. So sometimes I would even play down to 0 cards just so I could see my storm, and because I know it's game that turn. So that's why I like to play my build in this way, with triple violent and with restart. Definitely not dark calling, because dark calling, you don't get to fix your hand. Sometimes you draw a brick and you want to fix your hand, and the power level of this deck, you don't have enough standalone cards. Like this card, guy's only 1,000. So if you compare it with Gazuki, Gazuki's more likely to stay alive, or as a standalone card. So Gazuki's enough to, like. So that's why Red Eye's Red Eye's decks, you don't need to play restart with most of the time in Red Eye's decks, because any monster is usually good enough. Whereas in this, all your guys are small, so you have to fusion the first turn. Anyway, yeah, make sure you try both of my builds. So the original build was like this. I think it was like this, and what else did I have? I had a Curse of Anubis. Okay, so my original build was like this, and it was good. Yeah, it was good, but I lost to really stupid stuff like Blue Eyes White Dragon. Like I had trouble attacking over Blue Eyes. So eventually, like the only out for Blue Eyes was Dark Hex into tribute to the summon a Red Ice Dragon fusion, and it just wasn't value. So because of Blue Eyes White Dragon, I changed my deck more to just an engine focused build. Okay, so here we go. We copy and paste the URL into here. We have 95 unique commenters. Let's just start the raffle and get it. And congratulations to, wait for it, Joe Gherkin. Nice series. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you guys all for yes, continuing to support me, and yeah, make sure you check out my future content as well. It really helps me out a lot. Yeah, so that's it for me for today, and yeah, peace out guys, see you later.